Let's go with the team first, because with David Worrell, that's someone you've been working closely with since you arrived. So just to explain from your point of view, what he's been like working with and deserving of that recognition.
First and foremost, a model senior pro that doesn't leave anything out on the pitch or on the training ground. Every single day he's at it. He's 30 now, and he's leading by example. And it's always great personal accolade to get himself in the team of the year. So fantastic achievement and thoroughly deserved. He has that quality in that final third, and his deliveries on blob most of the time.
It's really been a difficult year for everybody, football fans, and the football club's still been the heartbeat of the community, which has been recognised by the Football League for the Community Club of the Year award as well. And you'll have seen what's been going on since you've arrived, and probably you've observed it from afar.
Yeah, I mean, it's an unbelievable achievement, isn't it? The 300,000 meals, and the community team do is absolutely outstanding. And the spirit within the club, and this is testament to the owners, it's been absolutely fantastic. I haven't felt a spirit within a football club like this for a long, long time. A lot of togetherness, a lot of people that care so passionately about the football club, and they're really good people. I sit here as a manager. I sit here with all the pressure on my shoulders, because the people that you want to do well for and be successful for, because of how they are as people first and foremost. So I'm looking forward to the journey of hopefully bringing more smiles to the owners' faces and everybody at the football club's faces.
Yeah, it does feel there's a big positive shift through the football club. And again, another award that has been recognised is that of John Rudge, who was manager for 16 years or so, for that contribution to league football. How important has he been to the football club? And maybe, can you just tell us a little bit about your dealings with him? And
well, I've had the pleasure to know John for a while now, to be honest with you, John Rudge. So I've known John. I've seen him down probably the last 4 or 5 years at the LMA dinner with. He's good friends with a guy called Bill Dearden, an ex-Sheffield United legend who was a good manager in his own right. So I've always bumped into them down at the hotel on the LMA dinner and got to know John. And listen, that the word legend is used, I think, too often. But John Rudge is a legend. He's a great guy. He's been great support to me. He pops down to the training ground for 2-3 times a week where I have a good natter. He's a superb guy, very supportive. Certainly, when I didn't win for 7 games, he's in me. You're doing everything right, Darrell. You're doing everything right. It'll come. And it's nice to hear that from a guy who's a legend at the club and believing in what we're trying to do here as well. So certainly, totally deserved of the accolade. It was a real great night for the football club and a real great night for John as well.
On to just a few other things. This week, I think the Goalkeepers went off onto some specialised programme. I saw it on social media that they were doing some things at I think it was Manchester-based company. Just tell us your thoughts behind sending them on that.
Just keep the ball out of the net, goalies. Do you know what I mean? How easy is it? Now, Ronnie Sinclair, my goalie coach, good idea. He's fresh with his ideas, so it'd be a great thing for the goalkeepers to do, which I agree with. So the goalies union's a special union, Matt, isn't it? So they have their own special bond, really. I'm not a goalkeeping expert, if I'm honest with you. I'll leave that to Ronnie to organise my goalies. They're good lads, they're good model pros, and anything that can give us that little extra edge to improve the game is what we're always looking for. And Ronnie's searching for that in the goalkeeper department. So they had a good day.
And I saw that on social media, and incidentally with that, from 3:00 today, across football, a coalition is being formed, is to say there is going to be a stance on social media and are coming off social media for 3 days. I mean, it's hoped that it's going to make a stand against racism, and that's the point of it. What are you hoping that the action that you're taking collectively in football, what it will do?
Racism, hatred. I think there's a lot of things, a lot of talked about mental health being, and people want to hide behind a computer screen, and write what they want to write. I think they're not going to get caught, and that's been the case, to be honest with you, with no consequences. So there has to be consequences. We're talking about billion-pound industries that are making absolute fortunes, and they're very quiet on it all the time, aren't they? You never hear from them, to be honest with you, because it's a money-making scheme, and that's what it is, and they don't want to make it difficult for people to easy access to get on these platforms. Well, everybody should be accountable for their own actions and their own words, and people need to be accountable for what they put on their platforms, and hopefully the message is coming through loud and clear with everybody behind the boycott.
And it's the final away game for you as well. So what's the message to your players? Grimsby already, their fate is known, but for you, it's you still want to finish the season strongly.
Yeah, listen, I only enjoy it if I win, Matt, to be honest with you. And the players, we're all enjoying this run of games at the minute. Obviously, there's a lot of smiley people at the football club. The players are happy, the management, the staff are happy, and you've got to enjoy these occasions, obviously. But the focus for me, yet again, is to win the game Saturday. Grimsby, it's sad to see that they've been relegated. I've got history with Grimsby and the supporters, but all I can say, I think they've got a very, very fantastic loyal fan base. I am pleased that they've been relegated. I got on fantastic with their manager, who I believe will lead them back pretty soon. So we go there in difficult circumstances for themselves, but we have to go there and be very professional about our job, and that's what we intend to be.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Matt.
Morning, Darrell. How are you?
Yeah, good, Mike. Yourself?
Yeah, fine, thank you. Darrell, season ticket sales go on sale this weekend, and there's going to be a lot of anticipation for next season with the run you're on. I just wondered, how much do you sort of embrace that expectation?
Get on down, Mike. Take the next game, isn't it? That's the thing. I'm a realist, Mike. The run we've been on, if you go through the history records, it'll have been an unbelievable amount of games where, you've won 8 out of 9. The history and all of that tells you. So I don't kid myself. And this is why I'm a boring old manager that just focus on the next game. Because when you do that, and if you do that as a football club and you do that as a fan base, then for me, you've got a better chance of being successful. It's when people get carried away, start believing their own hype, believing that we've cracked it and we're going to win the title. Nah, it's all rubbish, guys. You've got to earn every minute of every game. And it doesn't interest me in throwing away, chucking comments away of what we can do. We've got to do that. And you only do that game by game by game. And that'll always be the focus, Mike, while I'm manager here.
Have you made your mind up yet on contracts, or can players still influence you over these last 2 games?
No, they can still influence me. I've been pretty consistent with my message, not just obviously letting you guys know, the press know, but the players know as well. So pretty clear on that. There'll be a lot of meetings going on behind the scenes, the back end of next week, ready for me to tell the players after the season's finished. So there's a lot of discussions. There's a lot of thought process that goes into that. It's never an easy job. And certainly, I'll be having 1 or 2 sleepless nights of how I think that's going to look and move forward, working with Flickers and the board. Got you.
And when do you think you'll be in a position to issue your retained list?
Don't worry about that, Mike. You get when I'm ready. No, I'd like to think sees after the Mansfield game, meetings early part of that week, probably middle of that week, maybe the Tuesday or the Wednesday after the season's finished.
Got you. And you talked there about talking to David Flitcroft and the board. And I just wonder, with new signings, how's that going to work this summer? And is this something you've done collaboratively before, or do you usually make these decisions on your own?
No, listen, the final decision obviously rests with myself, but we've got a recruitment team that we're building here that's doing a hell of a lot of work, because managers are made or broken with the recruitment, to be honest with you. And no, it's impossible to get 100% of your recruitment right, but you have to get between 70 and 80% of it right, to be honest with you. And the due diligence that going into that has to be that. We want to make sure we're recruiting the right players with the right attitude. And the biggest word I use, Mike, is hungry. I want players coming here that are hungry for success, hungry to want to do well, hungry to achieve. So that's going to be the first key element before I even look at their ability, to be honest with you. And obviously recruitment made over the summer, where me and David will be sitting down with players, telling them our vision and seeing what they've got to say, and the due diligence that's going to go into that is probably been a lot different to what we've had as a football club for many years, and it's certainly an area that I think we need to improve on.
Got you. And do you like to have all your squad together for the start of pre-season training, or do you generally have?
In a perfect world, Mike, yeah. I don't think there'll be any manager that says no, I don't. In a perfect world, but Mike, I don't want to bore everybody with the details of how hard it is to get into, these decisions to get the players in, and then you're talking about finances, you're talking about EFL rules, you're talking loads and loads of things that go into trying to make one signing happen. So, yeah, in an ideal world, I would like that, but having worked beforehand, it's easier said than done, Mike. But the thing is, for me, it's about getting the right player. The right player. It doesn't need. I don't want it to be rushed, because we rush and think, right, we've got to get everybody in for pre-season, rush, and not get the right player. So the due diligence will be properly done, and they'll be in when they're in.
That's great for me. Thanks, Darrell.
Cheers, Mike.